Not many people know that Britain is home to some of the oldest trees in Europe. There are an estimated 100,000 ancient trees in this country, which could be as much as 70% of all ancient trees in Europe. But how old does a tree have to be considered ancient? It depends on the species. A tree has to be unusually old for its species to be defined as ancient. A birch, for example, is already ancient when it is more than 200 years old, whilst an oak is only considered ancient when it is 600 years old. But that's nothing compared to yews, the oldest trees in Britain. This is the Ankerwyke Yew at Runnymede in Berkshire. Its trunk is 9.4 meters in girth, and it has taken thousands of years for it to reach this size. It has seen empires rise and fall, the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215, and it was here where Henry VIII met Anne Boleyn in the 1530s. It is over 2,000 years old. But how do experts determine the age of a tree without cutting it down to count its annual rings? Edward Parker is project manager of the Ancient Tree Hunt from the Woodland Trust. They work on creating a database of ancient trees in the UK.
With yew trees, it's quite difficult. It's difficult to exactly age them because they go hollow as part of their survival strategy to get to such great ages. And in fact, there's a new stem that's come down from the crown, and it's already about a metre round, and that will be the new trunk that will come out and fill out the hollow in the middle. But that means there's no full ring sequence, so that's very difficult. But what we have is planting dates for trees that are over 1,000 years old in the UK, and we can work out from growth rates exactly how much they've grown over that period.
The Crowhurst Yew in Surrey is believed to be about 4,000 years old, and it has had a troublesome life so far. In 1820 its trunk was hollowed out by villagers and equipped with a table, benches and a door to host up to 6 people. In the process of hollowing out the yew, an ingrown cannonball was found that dated from the English Civil War in the 17th century. Edward Parker knows the Crowhurst Yew well and wrote about it in his book Ancient Trees. He thinks the fact that it has been hollowed out might endanger the tree's future.
At the present time, it doesn't seem to have affected it a great deal, and it happened quite a long time ago, but it hasn't had its normal aerial route it sends down through the middle of the hollow to get it through the next 1,000 years. So it may affect it in 100 years' time or 200 years' time, but in human time, it doesn't really matter.
Most ancient trees collapse under their own weight or get uprooted in storms. But yews have a number of extraordinary survival strategies. They increase their girth only half as fast as other trees, and therefore produce a very hard and robust wood. Also, when a yew tree has reached a certain size, it stops growing altogether, and in this way protects itself from becoming too heavy for its trunk. And their branches have another astonishing capability.
The branches can dip down, and once they hit the ground, they reroot again. And so in a natural situation, a yew will grow outwards, the centre will die, and then you'll have a genetically identical circle of trees grow outwards from it, and then the next lot will put their limbs down.
Probably because of these qualities, yews were seen as a symbol of death and resurrection in the Celtic culture. This symbolism continued into Christianity, and churches were often built near yew trees. This explains why many ancient yews are found in churchyards. It seems that if no outside force brings their life to an end, yews can live on forever.